Hi everyone, happy Friday. Hope you're having a great week. I wanted to do a really quick video because that's what I do. when I think of things that would maybe help you on your journey to grow and become more, I like to share them with you. And so this one is about plants. I must love plants because I think there's so many lessons that we can learn in nature. And so we're getting ready to go on this big RV trip, and we're looking at all our hanging plants and things that are around our house. And my husband said, those plants, I'm going to show you, I have it. He's like, those plants need to be transplanted because they're outgrowing their container. And I thought, wow, that is such a good analogy for life. And I'll explain in a second, but look at this thing. So, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like giant. It's lavender and chocolate mint. But it's giant, and it used to be really green and upright, and there was flowers on the lavender, but now it's kind of turning brown and yellow, and it's sort of dying because you can see the roots are kind of growing out the bottom because it's outgrowing this container. These were little tiny plants when we first put them in here, and now it's outgrowing its container. And so I thought, oh my gosh, that's so true about us in life, is that sometimes we outgrow our container. We outgrow our environment, our friendships, our jobs, our thinking, our mindsets. We outgrow our containers. And if we're not careful to move or transplant ourselves into new thinking, into new environments, into new places, then we start to die, right? If you're not growing, you're dying. There's no standing still. Nothing ever stays still. And so I thought that is such a good analogy for life. Like, some of us aren't moving, aren't growing forward. We're actually dying because we're choosing to stay in an environment, in friendships, relationships, whatever, in places we've outgrown. We're choosing to stay in places we've outgrown, and because of that, we are dying. And so I think that's so powerful. You guys, if you feel like you're being pulled back, or you're being, suffocated, or you're feeling like you're sliding backwards, then maybe it's time to evaluate the environment in which you have planted yourself and choose to move. Because unlike the plant has to wait, right? The tree, they have to wait until I do this because they don't have feet, they can't move. You are human. I am a human. I decide if I want to get up and move and go. And so, in my experience, every time that I leveled up, every time that I grew as a person, as a leader, as a mom, whatever, every time that I grew, I consciously had to make a decision to not put myself back in places that I've outgrown, because it started to kill part of me. And so if you're growing, if you're on this personal journey growth, if you're on this, journey to become the best version of yourself, there's going to be lots of times when you outgrow the places you've been, and it's going to be time to move forward, and it's not always fun, and it's not because those people are bad or this place is bad or whatever. It's just that it's a fact of life that things change, people change, and if you're growing, you're going to have to, at some point, pick yourself up and move. You're going to have to change your environment, make different decisions, change your habits, and grow. Otherwise, you'll start dying. And so that's just part of life. That's part of this plant right here. And that's part of your life too. So I hope that gives you some insight. That was just like, to me, I was like, wow. So many times in my life, I was so frustrated, but it was because I was trying to fit myself back into a place I've already outgrown. And so maybe it's time to move forward, right? If you're frustrated or you're stuck or you feel like you're dying and suffocating, get up and go. You control that. So hope that message blesses you. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.